Bullets Per Minute is a first-person shooter developed and published by All Interactive and is inspired by retro shooters from the 90s. In Bullets Per Minute, you control one of the 5 different Valkyries. They each have their own strengths and weaknesses. 4 of these are locked at the start, 2 require you to complete certain parts of the dungeon, and the other 2 you are needed to defeat a certain boss on easy and one on hard. Once you have chosen your mighty Valkyrie, you are then loaded into a dungeon to repel the forces of the underworld from invading the world of Asgard. But what makes this different from other FPS titles is that all the player actions, including reloading, shooting, jumping and dodging, are tied to a soundtrack, with each weapon also having different behaviours for firing and reloading on the beat. To make the game more challenging, every single enemy and the bosses have their own rhythmic behaviour. This game does have permadeath, and with enemies doing 25 HP of damage each hit, one wrong move and you might find yourself back at the start, although there is an item that gives you an extra life. Learning each enemy's rhythmic behaviour will be the key to success in this game. If, like me, you need a little extra help, there is an auto rhythm setting you can turn on, but even with this active, the game is still pretty difficult. Your goal is to traverse the dungeon, clearing out different rooms along the way. Some are full of enemies, where others are not, and just have different items and abilities for you to collect, including coins and keys or special buffs for your character. Coins are used for purchasing weapons and upgrades, and keys are used to open locked chests. These weapons and abilities can radically alter the way you play, and also be in random each playthrough, just like the layout of the dungeon. Along the way, you are required to find and kill 8 bosses, the last only being accessible once you beat the previous 7. All these bosses have different attacks like mentioned earlier. Some require you to jump over fields of lava, some to dodge fast projectiles, and some to hold fast for a beat. The fact that the dungeon and the items in each playthrough are completely randomised keeps it from feeling boring and repetitive, so I'm going to rate this an 8.5 out of 10. The controls are easy and smooth, and have full controller support for those who prefer controller. Also, the music syncs perfectly with the player and enemy actions. Yes, the game is brutally difficult, even with auto rhythm setting turned on, like I mentioned earlier. And I wasn't too keen on the orange glow over everything, but none of that takes away from the enjoyment, and the soundtrack will most definitely want you to headbang, but I'd suggest pausing the game for that, so we don't get killed by those pesky little bats. If you're a fan of Doom and don't mind the game being difficult, you'll get loads of enjoyment out of this. I've been Josh for Invicta magazine, and thank you for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments, and if you enjoyed it, please do give the video a like and a share. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up with all our latest content. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, plus we stream regularly on Twitch, and you can find all those links in the description below along with our website. See you next time. Goodbye for now.